So just riff for a couple minutes.
Thanks, otherwise I'm going to be singing like a dance the entire show. Alright, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. I look funny, but you all make a money see, so your world to help you ready for me to gather around. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's breaking down by the underground. I'll drink a bottle of Hennessy you got in your shop, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with an umpty. Old ladies, oh how I'd like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I think that's enough for now. What do you think?
Wow, drop the mic, Jeff. Drop the mic.
Oof.
Yeah.
I also used to be able to do the Sugar Hill Gang.
Well, look at that, y'all.
Yay.
Up and coming rapper on our hands. Right. Maybe you need a pay grade, honey.
You sure, but I'm doing what, 30-year-old material? I mean, try doing some trap or something like that. And
you could do it. I could see you doing trap. You and your beard just. But, anyways.
So I'm really excited for this Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, the educational presentations are now going this Sunday, and we're calling it Noshin with Jeff.
Aw, that's really cute.
Yeah, we're gonna have coffee and donuts. People are gonna be able to come here at 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't have to be a patient. You can be a guest if you want to be, just to learn more. The topic's going to be about terpenes. It's hopefully going to last the entire hour with a Q&A at the end. You get some coffee and donuts, and then at the end, if you'd like to, we open up at 10 o'clock. You can go in and do a little bit of shopping if you wanted to.
No way.
Yeah.
So, a wake and bake with Jeff.
Well, I wish we could wake and bake, but that's the spirit of things.
Okay.
That's the spirit of things.
All right. Cool. Sunday school with Jeff.
Well, why didn't I think of that one? Sunday school.
You needed my help, Jeff. Like, come on.
You've been the angel all day long.
You know I'm good with names. That's my thing. But, anyways, I have one quick question for you.
Oh, shoot.
Is it cannabinoids or cannabinoids?
I've always said cannabinoids because I can say it faster than cannabinoids.
Okay.
But I think both are correct. Kind of like tomato, potato, potato. I've never heard anybody call it a potato. Can you pass the potatoes, please?
Can you pass the potatoes, please?
Pinkies
up.
Yes, pinkies up.
Well, maybe I will say cannabinoids when I feel like it, because I have an air of canna-esque.
What happened? Somebody broke the tripod.
No way.
Yes way.
Well, you know, in theater, the show goes on no matter what happens, so it's all good. We gonna make this work.
We're gonna make it work.
Shoot, we got little jars.
All right.
Look, we got.
There we go.
Look at God. He did it again.
He did it again? All right. I think he's telling us to start the show, too.
All right. Let's get started. Hello, y'all, and welcome to The Feels, live at 5:30 with Jeff and myself, Dr. Bex.
Today, we're going to be talking about cannabinoids, and it's one of our favorite topics, and it's impossible to go a day at Feel State without mentioning them. Whenever we talk to a patient about the endocannabinoid system, about choosing a chemovar, not a strain, or about achieving an optimal dose, we are talking about cannabinoids.
By now, we all know about THC, the molecule that gets you high, stoned, buzzed, ribbed, turned, and my favorite, healed.
That was my favorite too.
Very favorite. We're also pretty familiar with CBD, the stuff you're walking into Feel State for whenever you're looking for lasting relief for sore muscles or stiff joints, or even seizure relief. But did you know that there are 500 natural chemicals in the cannabis plant? More than 150 of them are cannabinoids, and more are being discovered all the time.
That's right. In fact, the latest discovery happened in 2019. Italian scientists at the Military Chemical Institute in Florence, Italy, discovered 2 new cannabinoids, THCP and CBDP. But with new responsibilities come with new
You got this.
I got this. With new discoveries come new responsibilities. THCP is 33 times more active at the CB1 receptor than regular THC, and it's a full agonist. That means it completely binds to and activates the receptor. Regular delta-9 THC is only a partial agonist. And CBDP, like CBD, is a weak agonist at both the CB1 and CB2 receptors. So who knows what the future holds for CBDP?
Wow, a lot of complex stuff, Jeff.
A lot of mouthful of consonants, too.
I know, right? But before we dive more into the subject, we'd like to ask our viewers to bring in some non-perishable goods the next time they pay us a visit at Feel State Florissant. We're accepting donations for TEAM, TEAM, the Emergency Assisted Ministry, all this month. I'd first like to give a huge shout out to those who've already dropped off goodies at Feel State Florissant. Y'all are going to heaven. Thank you. And I'd like to remind those that still haven't canned goods and such collecting dust in your cabinets, y'all are going to have to join in on the fun this month of November. Because Feel State Florissant will hook you up with 5% off your entire purchase on Sundays and Mondays. We'll accept your donations every day of the week, but if I were you, I'd feel angelic and put on my halo on Sunday and Monday.
All right, Feel State Angels, let's get ready to dive deep. Strap your helmets on tight and make sure your oxygen tank is turned up because the next fact might make you faint. Did you know that human body produces cannabinoids all by itself? In fact, any living creature with a brain and a central nervous system has what's called an endocannabinoid system, a chemical communication system that stretches throughout the body. These endo, or inside of our body produced cannabinoids, act as messengers between our cells and our brain that help regulate our homeostasis, our body's ability to keep all 11 regulatory systems in harmony and tip-top shape.
So what are these endocannabinoids inside of us that Jeff speaks of anyway? Well, the two that have been studied the most are called 2-AG and Anandamide. 2-AG plays a complex and important role in various bodily processes, including immunity and inflammation. Anandamide is also known as the bliss molecule. That's because it is responsible for making us feel happy. And as I mentioned a few episodes ago, is also responsible for the runner's high we experience after an invigorating run.
But when our bodies aren't producing enough cannabinoids, we become endocannabinoid deficient. Endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome could be a possible explanation for why people suffer from things like unexplained pain, mental issues, migraines, fibromyalgia, even irritable bowel syndrome. Fortunately, when we're lacking endocannabinoids, we can supplement with phytocannabinoids, or cannabinoids that come from plants. Cannabis, as one can imagine, is chock full of phytocannabinoids.
So y'all, when you're deficient in nutrients like calcium, for example, your physician may tell you to add more calcium-rich foods to your diet or consume calcium supplements. Hopefully, though, as time progresses and knowledge spreads, we'll begin to see a trend of physicians recommending phytocannabinoids when patients have an endocannabinoid deficiency. So, what are some of these cannabinoids we can replenish ourselves with, you're asking?
Let's talk about the most famous and most studied of all the cannabinoids. Drumroll, please. THC.
Oh, God.
THC, or delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, was first discovered in 1964 by Bulgarian chemist Dr. Raphael Mashula. The discovery was made at the Weizmann Institute of Science, all the way over in Israel. At the time, Israel, shockingly, was far more permissive when it came to cannabis research than other countries, like the UK or the US.
And as research in the years that followed have proven, THC is a heavyweight of a cannabinoid, a total game changer. I mean, in fact, I personally say it's one of the world's greatest game changers since the discovery of fire. Yep. And at last, now, we humans know what to do with that flame. Make THC.
Right out of the gate, THC is what provides a psychoactive experience, or what is commonly called being high. Some people find it most pleasant, while others can find it uncomfortable. That's because THC augments the senses. Food can taste and smell better. Sights and sounds can become more vivid. Your sense of touch can also become heightened. In fact, many people report that sex becomes more pleasurable when one or both partners are high. But THC is good for more than just a psychoactive experience.
Facts. No printer.
Clever.
You want more?
Yeah?
Can't spell healthcare without THC.
Another one.
THC is medicine. It acts as a powerful anti-inflammatory. In fact, researchers have found that THC has 30 times more potent anti-inflammatory properties than aspirin and twice that of hydrocortisone. THC helps modulate pain, muscle spasticity, sedation, appetite, and mood. Additionally, it is a bronchodilator, a neuroprotective, and an antioxidant. THC is such a bad mama jama that back in 1985, the FDA gave a synthetic version called dronabinol approval so people suffering from chemo-related nausea could get some relief.
Well, before we go any further, let's talk about something that's going to give these people butterflies in their stomach. The 24th of November is Green Wednesday. You think 420 is a big deal? 11/24, yo. AKA one of the biggest and merriest smoke days of the year. I can't let the cats out of the bag yet, otherwise Emily will kill me. But keep your eyes and ears tuned to Social Media Plus, because we're going to be announcing discounts and giveaways for days.
But let's get back to the cannabinoids, or cannabinoids. We'll talk about THC. The next horse out of the barn is CBD. Cannabidiol was also discovered by Dr. Raphael Mechoulam at the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel in 1963, 1 year earlier than THC. That's right, CBD was discovered first. In the years that followed its discovery, CBD has been found to produce a wide range of non-psychoactive pharmacological activity, including anticonvulsive or anti-seizure effects, anti-inflammatory effects, antioxidant and neuroprotective effects, and lastly, antipsychotic effects. In fact, research has found that psychiatric patients, such as those with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, treated with CBD show a significant reduction in psychotic symptoms and improvement in functioning and cognitive abilities.
So, all that pharmacological activity Dr. Bex just mentioned means CBD could be used to treat a wide range of ailments like epilepsy, Parkinson's, ALS, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, depression, heart disease, even acne. CBD also has the ability to counteract the uncomfortable side effects of THC, such as anxiety and a rapid heart rate. It can even combat the munchies. In fact, a non-synthetic version of CBD, so real straight-up CBD, called Epidiolex, received FDA approval in 2018 for people with Dravet syndrome, a severe form of epilepsy. Not surprising that the company who invented Epidiolex, GW Pharmaceuticals, was bought by the Irish company Jazz Pharmaceuticals for $7.2 billion. Yeah, billion with a B.
Whoa, so CBD alone, not considering THC, is a multi-billion-dollar industry? Sheesh! Let me continue to talk more money then, baby. Okay. So, our next cannabinoid is CBN, or cannabinol. CBN was first isolated from cannabis before CBD and THC. It was discovered back in the day in 1899 by three masters of the arts, Mr. Thomas Barlow Wood, W.T. Newton Spivey, and Thomas Hill Easterfield. They discovered that CBN was present in charas.
Now, charas is traditionally made over in India, and it's what you get when you process cannabis without gloves. Your hands get covered in trichomes, and when you rub them together in a circular motion, the trichomes become keef, and the keef starts to form a ball, small ball, in your palms. The stickier your hands are, and the longer you rub them together, the larger the ball becomes. And when it gets to about the size of a gumball, it's called charas. but the heat from all that friction starts to turn THC into CBN.
No way. And when THC turns into CBN, guess what? It's sleepy time. You'll feel super sedated. Wake up, Joe. THC will turn into CBN when it ages, too. That random old dusty nug you found cleaning your room, knockout material. Not surprising, CBN has been shown to act as a super strong sedative in both animal and human studies. And get this, pops up in a gummy here at Feel State Florissant tailored to improve sleep.
Nice.
Yeah, so are any of our viewers prone to things like seizures, chronic pain, or infections? Well, CBN is your girl. It is also an anticonvulsant and has demonstrated significant anti-inflammatory and antibiotic properties as well.
That's right, Doc. That's because CBN interacts very well with our TRPV2 receptors, which are responsible for regulating inflammation in the body. Another quality CBN has is that it can inhibit skin cell production. Bang! I immediately thought of topicals to help against psoriasis, eczema, acne, even athlete's foot. Any manufacturers out there listening? Anybody? Lastly, CBN also stimulates the stem cells that promote bone growth. Imagine infusing oat or soy milk with CBN for strong bones. Move over, cows. Cannabis is coming.
Move over, cows?
Ah.
Sounding a bit anti-cow there, Jeff. Wait, do we work for Chick-fil-A now?
Nah, we just moved over to BKPK.
Oh man, I can't take you seriously, nor can I take myself seriously right now, so I just know I'm hungry. So before we talk about our two cannabinoids, let's talk about the Thanksgiving-sized cornucopia of new products we have now at Feel State Florissant. Like, fresh off the stem from illicit, we have Creams with a Z. Creams is loaded with the terpene neuralidol, which is known for its super sedating as well as its antioxidant and anti-parasitic properties. Couple all that with a bangin' 29.95% total THC. Baby, the bedbugs definitely won't be biting tonight.
Also new from illicit is bubblegum gelato. These stanky dank nugs clock in at 22.48% total THC and just a smidgen of CBD at 0.05%. It's also loaded with the terpenes myrcene, pinene, and limonene. We've got returning favorites too from illicit: Ghost OG, GMO cookies, and everybody's favorite, drumroll please in the air so we don't knock over the cameras, Purple Chem.
Yeah.
This batch tests in high in limonene, pinene, and linalool, so your experience should be cool in the gang. In fact, next week we're going to tell you exactly why these terps are the bee's knees on our next episode of The Feels.
I'll tell you one thing, Jeff. If there's one chemovar out there in the entire whole wide world that Feel State had to have a mascot of, it'd be Purple Chem. Both staff and patients alike cannot get enough. We are Purple Chem at this point. Am I right?
You know, if somebody out there can turn Purple Chem into a cologne, holler at me, Princess Estate. Please have it delivered to 444 Howder Shell, area code 63031. Thank you.
Anyways, let's dive back into a couple more cannabinoids you should know about before we get to your questions. The first is CBC. Cannabichromine does not produce a psychoactive experience. In fact, it also binds weakly to the CB1 and CB2 receptors. So, what exactly is its point? Well, it does bind well with our TRPV1 and TRPA1 receptors, dispersed mainly throughout our central and peripheral nervous systems, which regulate our responses to pain. Therefore, CBC serves as an analgesic. Even more so, in a 2012 study, CBC reduced cancerous skin tumors in 2 different mice models. Significance? If I could offer you one tip for the future, Manufacturers watching. Sunscreen would be it.
Don't forget the sunscreen.
Okay, you're welcome.
Our last cannabinoid for tonight is the non-psychoactive CBG, or cannabigerol. CBG binds at our CB1 and CB2 receptors, and it's also a very potent agonist at our alpha-2 receptor, which is responsible for lowering our blood pressure. CBG also reduces intraocular pressure. That's our eyeballs, y'all. Now, in a 2008 study, CBG was found to be among the most potent cannabinoids tested against antibiotic-resistant strains of staph infections. The acidic form of CBG, CBGA, is called the mother of all cannabinoids because it produces THCA, CBDA, and CBCA.
Just to clarify, y'all, no, Jeff was not just speaking pig Latin to you all, A. The A simply stands for acidic. All cannabinoids start out in the acidic form. When you have a nug of flower, you're looking at an unactivated form of THC, aka THCA. In order to change to an active form, aka THC without the A, we must detach a carbon chain in the molecule. That process is called decarboxylation and requires high heat to do so. Now, decarbon cannabis is as easy as lighting a joint or placing a tray of cannabis in the oven. Just remember, cannabinoids and terpenes for that matter, both have different evaporation temperatures. So if you are decarboning in the oven, it's a real good thing to keep a real close eye on the temperature gauge.
Right. Now, here's something I want our viewers to keep an even closer eye on, Doc. We have a brand new brand in-house called Care by Design. We're now carrying their 1-to-1 pain cream, THC and CBD, and 1-to-1 and 4-to-1 CBD dominant soft gels. And speaking of soft gels, Vivid's Dream Capsules are back, but they're moving fast, so get down here quick. Vivid Gummies are also back too, but this time around, we've got the raspberry. The last two exciting products in our cornucopia come from Keef. We have 2 new 12-ounce resealable cans of tasty beverage.
You're legitimately working for heaven on earth.
Oh, preach on, dog.
But we ain't done yet though, Jeff. Feel State Florissant just got a huge drop from Flora Farms, who's been stepping up their game, but never their prices. Due to Flora's ability to consistently clock in at $40 an eighth and consistently be fire, as a clinical cannabis pharmacist, I'm able to make an impact in medicine cabinets across Missouri. I feel as though I'm the medicine cabinet makeover wizard or something. Like, patients' prescribed pharmaceuticals have decreased and phytocannabinoids have increased. All thanks to Feel State, thanks to Flora. For example, viewers and patients, I present to thee thy Bayer aspirin of bud that should be in every single medicine cabinet. And her name is Blue Dream. Yes, Blue Dream, our favorite, our another favorite. We've also now got some biscotti, pineapple kush, grenadine, Smuckers, and watermelon Skittles are all in stock. But make sure you get your tushies here very quickly because our patients here love our $240 mix and match ounce special, and Flora flies out Feel State's door.
We also have $400 mix and match Heya ounces. And if you buy an eighth of Katsu Bubba, you're gonna get a Scooby Snacks pre-roll for a penny. That's better than Columbia House. Well, we're gonna conclude our discussion on cannabinoids. But here's a fun fact. Did you know that cannabinoids can be produced from yeast? I'm not kidding. Google cannabinoids and yeast and check out the companies producing THC, CBD, and CBG from one of the ingredients we use to make bread. Does anybody make bread at home anymore? Why don't we make that the first question tonight? Does anybody out there make bread? Anybody remember Columbia House? Doc? Cassettes for a penny? Early onset of tinnitus. Walkmans. Come on. Boy.
Don't go there, Jeff. But while Jeff is lost in nostalgia, why don't we take some questions from the audience?
Hi, Renee.
What up, Renee?
Love Purple Kim.
What up, John? What's up?
Oh my God, we love Purple Kim so much.
We are Purple Kim.
I would bathe in it, seriously. Extract it down to the noise and terps, fill it up in a tub, and I will go for a bath.
Hey, I'm with you on that one.
I haven't had a bath for a long time.
Next question, looks like we got one in.
Can you explain the 3 types of cannabis? Okay. Most people, when they think the 3 types of cannabis, they think indica, sativa, hybrid. Those are marketing terms, folks. That's just made to make you feel comfortable so you think you're going to get some kind of an experience from a product. But we like to redefine the paradigm here. And we're going with Dr. Russo. Dr. Ethan Russo came up with a fantastic way of classifying it. We've got our type 1s, we've got our type 2s, and we've got our type 3s. Type 1s are going to be THC dominant. So those are going to be higher in percentage of THC. They may even have some of the more sedentary terpenes in them like myrcene. Our type 2 is going to be a more balanced, equal amounts of THC and CBD, or as close to equal as you can get. In fact, you can probably go as high as 1 to 5, maybe 1 to 10 THC or CBD dominant and still be okay and considered a type 2. Then the type 3, that is pure CBD, of which we do have some products. We have a full spectrum CBD hemp oil. We also have a wonderful full spectrum pet CBD oil. In fact, we have a question here. Does CBD really work for your pets?
I'll take that because I have 2 gremlins at home waiting for me for their dose of CBD, I'm sure. Yes, they really do affect pets in a phenomenal way. I have 2 cats and they respond to CBD quite well. In terms of fireworks or storms or people being over, you just give them a little dab of a little CBD and I don't know, it's magic, y'all. They just chill out. They
calm down.
They calm down. They stop meowing. They just take a little spot in the house. And
yeah. This past 4th of July, we sold quite a bit of CBD for pets because people were concerned about the fireworks going off, and a lot of people have those little wind-up yip-yip dogs that don't stop barking.
It was flying off the shelves, y'all, like flying.
All right, we've got another question here. How can I consume acidic cannabinoids? Well, you got a couple of ways of doing that.
Okay.
One, you can simply eat a raw bud. When you have flower, as Beck said earlier tonight, everything is in its acidic form. It requires heat and temperatures to change it from the acidic form to the non-acidic form. So if you wanted to eat THCA or CBDA, which do have therapeutic values, you can simply eat a bud, or to make it a little tastier, I would grind it up ahead of time and mix it in with your morning smoothie or something like that.
Tasty, tasty.
In fact, juicing is another really good way of doing it. In fact, for anybody out there that grows, don't throw away your fan leaves.
Please.
Just because you don't see any crystals or trichomes on them doesn't mean they're not loaded with vitamins and minerals. Just snap the stem off and throw them in a blender. Now, if you're going to save them, I highly recommend making sure you let them air dry first. The very first time I ever harvested them, I put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in a cabinet. And when I went back to them 3 days later, the entire bag was full of mold. So make sure to let the leaves get some air there. The best thing to do is snip them off the plant, throw them right in a smoothie.
Alrighty, that's amazing. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow on my day off. So,
All right. I think that's going to probably wrap it up for today's Feels. Bex, what are we going to talk about next Monday?
Terpenes, baby.
That's right. We are going to take a deep dive into terpenes, those wonderful, wonderful secondary chemicals that help contribute to what we like to call the ensemble effect. So, for Dr. Bex, my name is Jeff. We're going to see you all next Monday. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye, guys.